and a very good morning everyone. Welcome to our panel discussion titled Study Abroad, Opportunity or Waste of Money. To start off, I would like to share some findings from a short survey related to our topic. From a short survey involving 56 participants, 36 prefer studying local and 20 prefer study abroad. Regarding the statement, studying abroad is a waste of money, 26 agree, while 30 disagree. This result shows that opinions are quite varied, which makes today's discussion even more relevant. Today, we will be hearing from 3 panelists who will share their unique perspective on this topic. We have Ms. Kalisa, a student from College Permanent di Maranello, sharing her point of view. Mr. Shafiq, a lecturer from College Permanent di Maranello, sharing his professional insight. And Mr. Zarif, reversing the panel's perspective. How's everyone doing today? Feeling good and ready for our discussion?
I am feeling very excited for this discussion because it is one of the topics that I really want to explore.
I feel excited and I feel so happy to do this discussion.
And for me, I'm really happy because I can share my perspective of view from a parent.
Yeah. Before we begin our discussion, I would like to invite each of our panelists to share their first impression with just a short introduction about what studying abroad means to them. So, let's start with our student first, Ms. Kalisa. When you hear this phrase studying abroad, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, when people talk about studying abroad, the environment is definitely the first thing that comes to my mind. Studying abroad means that we have to be in a totally new place with different environment, people, and even the culture. It is definitely a chance for me to live a different lifestyle and try on a new way of living. It definitely excites me, but also kind of challenging because I live on my own and I have to be independent,
Yeah. Thank you, Ms. Kalisa, for starting us off with that perspective. You mentioned the excitement and challenge of adapting to a new environment. That's something many students can relate to. And now, let's hear from a parent perspective, Mr. Zarif.
For me, studying abroad is a waste of time and money because there are so many good local college and university that already have quality education and available locally. So I don't need to send my children to overseas for them to study. Then parents also don't really need to go overseas don't need to go overseas just to send their children to study. Some knowledge and experience can be gained here.
I see. That is a very interesting point, Mr. Zarif, and it's true. There are more than 500 university and college in Malaysia.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. Zarif, for being honest about your views. I can see the cost and practically are a major concern for parents. Now, let's hear from the lecturer perspective. Mr. Shafiq,
Yes.
As a lecturer, what do you think are the main advantage for students who study abroad?
I think students can improve their English and communication. When students living in a new country, this often means communicating in another language.
Could you explain a little bit more about how this experience can help them academically or personally?
This experience can help students to improve their language skill in daily interaction in classes, social setting, and daily life. This constant exposure not only enhance their fluency and vocabulary, but also can build their confidence to express ideas clearly and effectively in different situations. Also, students become more confident and comfortable to communicating across culture, which is an essential skill in both academic and professional environments.
That's a very insightful explanation, Mr. Communication is indeed one of the most important skills students need today. Let's explore another angle. Many believe students abroad is a long-term investment in a child's future. Why do you think it may not be working?
Okay, allow me to answer this first.
Yes.
I believe that studying abroad has a lot of benefits, but it's just not for everyone. Some people may spend a lot of money but still get the same quality of education you could have gotten locally. And there is also emotional challenge when you are studying abroad because it is far away, right? So I believe that locally, students can also have great opportunity to pursue their career and even experience a lot of exposure. But at the end of the day, it depends on the person and what they want to achieve.
That's a very balanced point, Ms. Lisa. You are right. Each student journey and goal are different. So, their experience can vary a lot.
Thank you. That's a fair point, Mr. Lisa. You mentioned the success depends on the individual, not just the place they study in. That's quite realistic. Mr. Zarif, as a parent, would you like to share your opinion on this?
For me, I see it more as a financial burden than an investment. It is because tuition, accommodation, and living costs are very high. So they are not guaranteed of a better job after studying overseas. And for parents, the same money could be used for properties, saving, or starting a business for the children. So these are more secure long-term investment for children future when they are already finished their study already or overseas.
Oh, that is a very strong answer. And it is true, not all graduates that are from studying abroad immediately return and become successful.
Thank you, Mrs. Zarif. That's a very practical point. Money and career security are things parents definitely think about. Speaking of that, do you believe students can get the same quality education locally without going abroad?
Yes, students can get the same quality of education locally without studying abroad because local university now have good facility and experienced lecturers that already have some collaboration with international institutions. So local university or local college have some learning standard almost the same as overseas. What matters the most is student effort and attitude, not the place. So students no need to spend extra for something that already available locally.
That's very valid observation, Mr. Zarif. Collaboration with international institutions has really raised the quality of our local education.
Yeah, and sorry to interrupt, but yeah, that is true. When talking about expenses, studying abroad does involve a lot of expenses, and mostly from the parents' wallet, right?
I really appreciate this perspective. You emphasize that effort matters more than the passion, which is quite true. So now, Ms. Kalisa, from a student point of view, what kind of personal growth or exposure do you think you can gain by studying abroad compared to studying locally?
When about personal growth, I believe that students can be more independent and definitely a lot more confident. First, when we study abroad, it is far away from our home, so it will definitely teach us on how to manage things on our own. So that teach the students how to be independent. Plus, they will meet a lot of people from many different backgrounds, so that teach them how to be confident. But still, I believe that studying locally does make the students have personal growth, maybe in a different way. It's just that if you are studying abroad, maybe the personal growth is on a bigger scale.
Wow, that's a very mature reflection. Independence and self-management are key skills for students. Mr. Shafiq, how does learning in a different educational system strengthen students' academic adaptability?
Learning in a different educational system strengthens student academic adaptability by encouraging them to adjust to new teaching style, assessment method, and learning expectations. This encounter more discussion based learning, independent research, or critical thinking. So this can challenge them to develop new study habits and manage their time effectively to or become more proactive learner. So this experience can help students to become more flexible and open-minded and capable of handling diverse academic environments qualities. Also, they can success in higher education system and future careers.
Oh, that is very inspiring, Mr. Shafiq. I also believe that when students study abroad, they can easily adapt to their working life and they can adjust it later on in their life.
That's true. That's a great point, Mr. Shafiq. It's clear that adapting to different systems and makes students more versatile and critical thinkers. Ms. Kalisa, from your perspective, what are some of the challenges of living far from home?
Okay, when we are talking about challenges, there is a lot of them. But the biggest one for me is definitely managing finances. Studying abroad is very expensive. There are school fees, transportation bills, and the list goes on. But so that's why students have to budget their finance carefully. Like Mr. Shafiq mentioned just now, the academic system can be different to us. So students have to adjust to new style of teaching and learning as well. Not to forget, there will be also new culture. So maybe students will face language barrier or even learn new social norms. At first, students might feel out of place or even feel awkward. But from all of that, I believe that students' communication will be better and they will definitely learn how to respect differences.
That's a good point. And as parents, we do worry about those challenges too, especially when our children are far away from our eyes.
Thank you, Ms. Anissa, for sharing that understanding. So, before we move to the final round, here's an additional question for both of you, Mr. Shafiq and Ms. Kalisa. So, here the question. For students who really wants to study abroad but are worried about money, what kind of help or solution do you think is available for them?
Students can explore many creative and practical options to manage their costs in studying abroad. For example, exchange and mobility program study and mobility program study can allow students to study overseas for one semester at a lower cost. Also, can offer twinning program or transfer credit program when students completely locally study before continuing study abroad. This is a great reduced expenses for students.
Well, my solution, if I want to study abroad, since Mr. Shafiq already mentioned exchange program, for me it's definitely scholarships. Nowadays, there are organizations, university, or even the government offer scholarship for deserving students. But sometimes you can just apply for the scholarship and who knows, maybe you will get it. So scholarship definitely help reduce the financial burden and make study abroad more affordable. That way, more students can experience what a precious opportunity it is to study abroad.
Thank you both for those points. That's a very encouraging to hear. It's good to know there are opportunities available for students who have the ambition but might lack financial resources. Now, before we end, let's have a final reflection for each of you. Considering everything we've discussed today, do you believe studying abroad is more of an opportunity or a waste of money? We start from students.
If we put opportunity and waste of money on a scale, it definitely will be balanced because it depends on person. And for me, it is an opportunity, a great opportunity. Yes, it is expensive, but like just now, there are a lot of solutions. So I think students can gain a lot of experience and exposure that are very valuable if they take the opportunity, if they have one. Because I believe that success does not depend on where you study, but it actually depends on how you use the opportunity. So it really doesn't matter if you study locally or abroad. It depends on yourself.
That's a very inspiring closing statement, Ms. Kalisa. I think many students will agree with your mindset. I believe studying abroad is more of an opportunity than a waste of money because it provides students with valuable academic exposure, allowing them to experience difference, teaching method, advanced facility, and innovative learning environment that can greatly enhance their knowledge and can get new skill. Also, studying abroad also can help students to adapt help students to develop independence, development, and adaptability with a global awareness qualities that have highly valuable today in competitive world. Although it may be expensive, the experience and personal growth gain it are a long-term investment. They contribute to both academic and professional success. Therefore, from an educational perspective, studying abroad is truly a worthwhile opportunity rather than a waste of money.
Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. That was very well said. But for me, from my perspective of view, studying abroad is still a waste of money because people with scholarship many still struggle after graduation. Some of the students go back to their home with debt and no job guarantee. So why don't the students just go local, just apply to local study, because they are still cheaper and still have a good education and experience. So for me, students better go study locally and focus on financial stability and career building.
Oh, that is a very understandable statement, Mr. Zarif. I believe that represents parents' point of view in financial stability.
Thank you so much to all our parents, the students, the lecturers, and the parents for your valuable insight. We can see that studying abroad has many advantages such as new experience, culture exposure, and academic growth. But at the same time, the high cost and good local alternative also need to be considered. So, in conclusion, studying abroad can be a great opportunity, but it depends on your family's ability and students' effort. Most important, no matter where we study, such as success comes from hard work, discipline, and determination. Now, before we wrap up, let's open the floor for a short Q&A session. If anyone from the audience has a question for our panelists, you are most welcome to ask. It can be about studying abroad, financial challenges, or even personal experience. We love to hear your thoughts. So, anyone to ask?
Can I ask a question? So, the question is for Mr. Zarif. How do you think studying abroad affects family relationship?
For me, I think studying abroad affects family relationship is because it can create distance, not just physically but emotionally. When children are away for a long time, they might feel disconnected from their family's daily life. Parents miss important moments and communication sometimes because limited. The time is limited due to time difference from another country.
Okay, thank you.
I would like to ask Miss Karisa,
Yes.
if as a student, right, if you're given a chance, personally, would you study abroad?
Well, from my discussion, I think everyone can see what my answer is. But honestly, yes, I will study abroad if I have the chance to. But if it fits my goal, I would love to experience new culture and try on a new learning environment. But still, I will make sure the program that I take is beneficial for myself and what it adds to my education plus career. And as for now, I am learning in KTM Lenggong, right? I am hoping to get the ISP ticket. So that is the first step that I'm trying to do so that I can pursue my dream.
Thank you for your answers.
Okay, I have a question for Mr. Rafi. So, as a teacher, what do you think the biggest financial challenges for students face when what the biggest financial challenges students face when study abroad, and how can they overcome it?
In my perspective of view, the biggest financial challenge is managing living expenses such as accommodation, food and transportation, which is can be much higher more than our country. So this can how to overcome this? Student can apply for scholarship, find part-time job, or carefully plan a monthly budget. So also they can share housing with another student to reduce cost. With the proper financial planning, a student studying abroad can be more affordable than many things.
Thank you for answer.
I have a question for Mr. Larry. So, what are your main concerns as a parent when your child studies abroad?
My biggest concern is safety and well-being, because as you can see today in Malaysia, when the parent and the children already have not shorter, but may live in the same house, there are cases that happen in the school, such as raping or murdering or anything else such as bullying. But when they far from home, it's hard to monitor the situation, as I worry about their health, the people they mix with, and how they handle stresses or loneliness in the new environment.
Any other question for our panelists? Okay.
I'm sorry, but I would like to add to Mr. Zare's answer. It is true when children being far from their parents, it is a big worry for the parents, especially since what's going on in the world. If locally it is already not safe, what about locally? What about overseas?
That's all for our forum today. Thank you for giving your attention for us. That's all.
Thank you.